What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and I've been playing Phantom Knights for the past couple weeks. I played them at locals last week. I only dropped one game, so that was cool. This past Thursday, I ended up losing a whole match, but other than that, it went pretty well. I did play it out into top four, and then won the top four, and then we just split at first and second because it was pretty late. But this deck is really fun. The reason I didn't profile it last week, well, there's two reasons. One, my build was basically just Jeff Jones' build because I wanted to test it from how different it was from my regional build that I played the previous weekend. So if I didn't have anything like new or interesting to talk about, I didn't really want to post a video. And then also I was pretty sick, so like when I did record a video, it was really sniffly, and I'm still a little sick today. But anyway, so let's get into this. I'll kind of talk to you about my card choices. A lot of the choices from Jeff's build are pretty standard, but like I said, I was playing this before he topped with it. I did know he was going to take it to the UDS, but the same week that my regional was, so a lot of my card choices were pretty similar already, but I was trying some new stuff out at this local. So anyway, we were playing 3 of the Ancient Cloak guy, 3 boots, 3 ragged gloves, so that's like your Seergraph Scarm, sort of, their level. Surprisingly, they're not that similar, even though it's like level 3 monsters, dark monsters, they like do stuff in the graveyard. Anyway, I was testing out one of this guy, so my problem with all the like shitty, okay, so you can play like a lot of cards that like are, that you like want to mill, that are like one of, so you can play like Electromagnetic Turtle, you can play Pero is pretty popular, but I wanted to play this guy because he's like a combo piece, so actually he worked out way better than I thought he was. So basically, what this guy does, you can banish him from the grave to discard a Phantom Knight and then draw a card. So it's really helpful because a lot of times your hands are like full of monsters. So if you draw like a Mathematician or like a Foolish or like you get a Ragged Gloves engrave, you can like send this guy to like get the monsters out of your hand so you can like continue your play. And also he's cool because he like draws into trap cards, draws into unsearchable stuff like Solemn Strike and side deck cards. But honestly, he was like way better than I thought he was, so I would probably continue playing him. And that was like the only card I really played that like I wanted to like mill. I didn't play Pero or Electromagnetic Turtle because I just wanted my hands to be as most consistent as possible. And this guy is like, well, he like does suck to draw. Like in the graveyard, he like isn't a defensive card. He's like strictly just to continue your combos, which I thought was helpful. So I played 3 Terror Top, kind of like the best standalone card in the deck. And then I just played 1 target for it, so I just played the Take Tumberg. So I don't like the dice card at all, and I was playing 2 of these at the regional. But like what I found with this engine is that like you really only ever have a chance to resolve 1 Terror Top, and like the times that you like would be able to resolve 2 if you were playing like 2 of these, like those are so rare. But so I didn't want to play 2 of these because I didn't want to increase my chance of drawing them in the opening. Whereas if you play like the 1 copy, you're pretty likely to see the Terror Tops before that. And also it makes, after you get the first combo off, it makes milling the Terror Tops not as like game ending, because like if you open this combo when you're playing like 2 of the Take Tumbergs, and you mill like Terror Tops, then like you just have like dead Take Tumbergs in deck. It's just awful. So anyway, this worked out fine. I drew this like twice, but you can still special summon this guy when you have Leviair, so that's kind of neat. That came up a couple times. And then we just played 1 Mathematician. I didn't really like this card when I was testing it, but like Jeff convinced me to play it, so I played it. It was pretty good. It's all right. I really like this card because it could send the this guy. So like basically what would happen a lot of the times is like you'll get a hand of like Mathematician and like a couple monsters, and then like 1 trap card or whatever. And what you can do is you can like send a level 4 guy and then like discard one of the monsters and hopefully just like dig into your deck for like anything else. So it's kind of neat. And then we're playing the E-Tailing engine, so just one of this guy. who I drew. By the way, I drew this card a fuck ton. Like, oh my god, I drew this card so much. It happens. Like, it's drawing this is still like not the worst thing in the world. I don't know. So we played the 3 E-Tellies because you kind of want to bring this out. So E-Telly's cool. We played 3 Twin Twisters just so that we can push through back when we're going second. Also, like, Twin Twisters is like kind of a combo card. Sometime I remember at the regional I like won a match because I like Twin Twister. I had like 2 traps and like a bunch of monsters engraved, and I like set one of the traps, Twin Twistered my own trap, discarding the other traps to put 2 traps engraved so I could OTK. Just in general, Twin Twisters is pretty good, and it outs all like the Monarch fields and shit. 1 Rhoda, 1 Foolish, and 1 Regeki. These cards are all pretty standard. I don't know. I didn't want to play Dark Hole because I really just wanted combo cards, but I think Regeki is necessary because it's just way too powerful. So we played the 9 little traps. I need to talk about these. A lot of people like don't see why you need to play 9. I was only playing 6 at the regional, but once again, like, Dzeeff kind of convinced me to play 9 because, like, really you just want to like mill. You just want to mill these like all the time. So like, yeah, it sucks to like draw a bunch of them. Actually, like, Fogblade and Wing are fine to draw by themselves, but like, yeah. So like in the deck profile last week, I was talking about how like a lot of times I cited out Wing because I thought it was like the weakest one. But like I'm starting to realize that like actually Sword is by far the weakest one. Wing's pretty good, and Fog is obviously ridiculous. But anyway, I like playing 9. Like, it just makes your first turns a lot better because you can just extend your combos, and you really just, like, every time you mill, you're just like, I hope I hit my little trap card because then it, like, extends my combo. 3 Strike, getting over, like, ships and shit, it's pretty good. Strikes is really powerful right now. And then 1 Warning for, like, the Solemn Foursome. I wasn't playing Warning at the regional, but it was alright. It was alright. A lot of life point. I don't know, there was, like, one game where I opened, like, both of these, and I just lost so many life points. Oh my god, it was bad. I was down like 500, but I still won. So maybe I should play Fortune Tune or some shit. Anyway, I was main decking these, so last week I was side decking them. And this past week, my friends and I basically just tested the Cosmo matchup like infinitely. And we just like realized that like you really want this against like every single deck. So you might as well just main deck it. I just wanted to test it. So like a lot of people aren't main decking Twin Twisters, so you can't really get them with it game 1, but they are, like, it's good against, like, E-Telly, Cosmoton, and Cosmos. It's good against, like, the Monarch Field Spell and Stormforth and Monarchs, and it's good against Draco Face-Off and Pepe. And honestly, it, like, worked out fine. Like, I was going to play, like, more monsters in replace of these, just to, like, get my engine going, but, like, this card's just really powerful. You just feel safe when you have it. For the extra deck, Walrus Token. So we're playing 3 Break Sword. Yeah, you definitely need to. I feel bad for the people that like didn't pick up this card before the price hike. Like, I picked up the playset before the price jump, so I don't really care. But yeah, you really need 3. You really can't play this deck with 2. It kind of sucks. I'm sorry if you don't have like $90 to shell out. 2 Dante. I think like the 3rd came up 1 time. But in general, like, you don't really need more than 2 of these because you can just recycle them back. So, like, the only time the 3rd one comes up is, like... Oh, well, for me, it was, like, he had a Majesty's Fiend and, like, ran over both of them, so I couldn't recycle them. But generally speaking, it only comes up if you, like, still have 2 Dante on board and you need to make a 3rd, which, like, never happens. But it could. We were playing 1 Dark Exceed, 1 Nightmare, 1 Thanatos. Thanatos is really good. It's just like a Felgrand. It's really hard for Cosmo to get over when you have, like, usually the setup you have is a Thanatos with 3350 attack because of the Ragged Gloves boost, and then, like, a Wing. And then, like, their only out to that is pretty much Cosmojo, which they, like, have to search off the tin can. And luckily, like, we're playing 3 Twin Twisters, so you can usually just get it in the end phase. But, like, a lot of times you're setting up, like, Thanatos and F-Zero, and, like, Cosmo just, like, can't deal with that. Then we played 2 Levier. Like, Dzeeff was telling me that I definitely should play 2 of these, but, like, I had never made the second one. Maybe I'm just playing the deck wrong. Like, the first one, yes, I make that one a lot, but, like, the second one is, like, never ever come up, so I don't know, but I'll continue playing it until there's, like, something better. One Leviathan Dragon, because I'm playing Dragon's Bind, but that card is just worse and worse the more I play it. I'll talk about that when we get to the side deck, but I don't know if it's necessary, so it's whatever. Nightmare Shark is really good. This got a lot of people, because, like, a lot of times you can get them down to, like, really low life points, like 1,000 or 1,500, you just Nightmare Shark for game, which is kind of stupid. One of this guy, so this guy's cool too, because now we're playing the blue guy, so you can actually do the effect on either player's turn, so like that's really cool, you get a lot of value out of it. And then 2 F-Zero, so F-Zero, a lot of people just play one. Dzeeff played one at the UDS, but like when me and him were talking, he like was telling me that like the second one came up for him a bunch of times and he wished he played it. So like I tried it out and like yeah, it came up. I made the second one a lot of times, like especially against Cosmo, they usually have the out to the first one. Like, they don't have the out the second one. It's just really hard for them to get over. So side deck, this Crane. So I showed up to the tournament like 5 minutes before it started, and I was playing Crane instead of the Magic Deflector. So like I didn't have time to like pick up cards or change my deck, so I just swapped out the Magic Deflector for the Crane. So definitely don't play this. This should be just like a third System Down or a third Mask Restrict, but it's whatever. 2 Max C, I don't think these are necessary anymore. Once again, I really just need a third Mask Restrict and a third System Down. Those like what I side into the most. But I don't know, Max C is not very good right now. 2 System Down, don't have 3. This card's actually just fucking insane though. Like GG against Cosmos, because like then they can't, like they're all playing like Calls and Oasises now, so you can just like get them. I like Chalice against Pepe quite a bit. I was playing this in Mermails. It's really good. Pretty much just any deck that like loses to Dweller. I like playing Chalice to set against Pepe, because then they open like Dweller or Fleesia, and like you can, like honestly like the Dweller is the one that like that matters the most, so you just get him with that. So we did play 2 Dragon Spine. This card's terrible. Like I really want it to be good. I really want it to be good. So the problem with it is that like the time that you want to use it is when you're going first, but like the only thing you can do going first is make Leviathan. Because like the card that you want this to equip to is like Exceed Rebellion Dragon, but you can't make that first turn because you can't make rank 4's first turn because your opponent doesn't have any cards to pop with Breaksword, and Breaksword can't pop your own cards, unfortunately. Well, it pops one of your cards, but not both. So like all you can do with this card first turn is like make Leviathan, and then it only has 2,000 attack, which is good against the mirror match. It's good against BA if you also open Magic Deflector, so it doesn't just get Twin Twistered. Honestly, this card's just bad. It's bad unless like the Phantom Knight mirror match actually becomes relevant, because it's pretty good in the mirror match. But right now, it's pretty shitty. 2 Mask Restrict. Like Monarchs aren't amazing, although my one loss was to Monarchs, but that's besides the point. Over the course of like a long tournament, like Monarchs they just aren't that great. But it's really nice to just have like an auto win against them. So like not only do they have to not have to brick, you have to also not really Mask Restrict. And then like this card's really fucking good when you have like these two, because then like even if they have the Twin Twisters, like they just go straight -1, and you still have the Mask Restrict, so like they can't do anything. 2 Breakthrough Skill, mainly for Dweller, side this against Pepe. Monarchs usually side into like Majesty's Fiend against me, so like this is pretty good against Majesty's Fiend if you can get rid of the March. And luckily, like if you have like this a Magic Deflector, you can get over the March Majesty's Fiend lock. And then the third Magic Deflector, if you haven't heard yet, I love this card. No, it's pretty fucking good, so I was siding third. And 1 Emptiness for the mirror match, as well as just random stuff. It's pretty good against Cosmo. If they make you go first, because you can set up Emptiness, and like if they have just ships and E-Tele, you can just usually get them with the Emptiness. But anyway, that's my deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll check you later. Goodbye.